This weekend is home to the world-famous RCCGB Blackpool Bash, one of the biggest events for roller coaster enthusiasts in the UK. The park is currently really busy, of course, but soon it will close and everybody will go home. A silence will fall upon the rides, and there is where we will meet.
And meet we did. In our hundreds, in fact. But who are these passionate people, travelling from far and wide simply to ride roller coasters? For many of these superfans, theme parks are almost a way of life, something that shapes the very fabric of their dreams. They are enthusiasts, and they don't just love theme parks, they live and breathe them. This is their story.
Everybody say Blackpool! 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 We're Coaster Crazy, what are we?
Coaster Crazy!
In fact, the best you can do.
Well, I'm a roller coaster buff. I travel all over the country riding roller coasters.
I'm on a tour as it is right now, a 9-day tour. I'm going to cover about 19 different parks and ride about 32 different coasters.
I'd rather be here than in a nightclub, if that's what you're inferring. I think this is a fantastic way to have fun.
In 1974, roller coaster historian Robert Cartmel wrote an article in the New York Times, "The Search for the Ultimate Roller Coaster." In this piece, where he described his top 10 favourite coasters, he also made mention of a somewhat mysterious group of people, described as spending all winter talking, reading, and obsessing over coasters, as well as building up lists of rides and their heights, speeds, and designs. Cartmel dubbed these people coaster nuts, and they were largely unable to describe exactly what made them so passionate. They just knew that they loved roller coasters and would stop at nothing to ride them all. The article was really something quite special. In fact, some believe it to be a kind of Big Bang moment, leading to a resurgence in fascination for all things roller coaster, as well as igniting in thousands the idea of theme parks as something they could actually love, take up as a genuine hobby, and form community groups all over the world in their honour. The coaster nuts were coming out of hiding, and they were all describing pretty much the same thing. In the embrace of a roller coaster, your sorrows seem to sleep. Your spirit sings out with a momentary melody of bliss and well-being, of everything being well once more in the world. And then the ride ends, and you don't just want to ride it again. You want to know who made this wonderful machine. You want to know how it all works, and to understand why it makes you feel the way it does.
I think for a lot of enthusiasts, they can remember a moment where things just changed. And for me it was the corkscrew at Flamingo Land. And I was a little kid at the time, and I queued up for it 3 or 4 times, and I would chicken out and leave the queue line, just too frightened to ride. But of course, one day I actually did manage to ride it, and just as the ride comes over the brow of the first drop there was just pure euphoria. And when the ride came to the end, I thought, well, that's it, I've fallen in love. But of course there were other people on the ride as well. And I thought, do they feel the same way as what I do? Or am I alone in having this connection all of a sudden to this ride?
Cartmel's article made sure that the enthusiast knew something very important. They were not alone. And in the years following, many social groups began to emerge with the aim of bringing enthusiasts together. In the US, one such group was American Coaster Enthusiasts, or ACE for short, founded by Roy Brashears, Paul Greenwald and Richard Munch. who met initially at a coaster ride marathon to promote the 1977 movie Rollercoaster. The ride chosen was Rebel Yell at King's Dominion, and they soon realised that they all felt the same passion about riding roller coasters, and decided to launch the very first CoasterCon the following year, birthing the club, of which has brought US enthusiasts together ever since. A few years before this, another New York Times piece inspired a different kind of enthusiast. The article, "How Grown-Ups Can Still Enjoy a Carousel," spoke to readers of childhood nostalgia and the desire many had to collect old ride parts and carousel horses, restoring them to their former glories. According to the article, famous names like Shirley Temple and Lucille Ball both owned their own vintage gallopers, lovingly restored and invoking an image of long-lost childhood summers. Indeed, the pursuit of nostalgia is easy in a theme park, and so many of us fall in love with the shapes and colours that we first saw in our own childhoods, later becoming quite defensive of it should the day ever come when they are threatened with closure. In fact, here in the UK, pure passion for the roller coaster may be easily mixed with this historic interest in the parks and rides themselves, with places like Blackpool Pleasure Beach offering a unique window not just into thrill rides, but into the history of holidays and entertainment as a whole. Some of its rides were the first of their kind anywhere in the world, and much early theme park enthusiasm was built around this desire to preserve and cherish these aging attractions, just like the article on Carousel Collectors described. Even then, there was a sense of something fragile about these rides. Like you could wake up one morning and find them all gone, replaced with some new temporary trend that would be here today and gone tomorrow. The enthusiast, then, was not just a thrill seeker, but somebody who pondered on memory and yearning, grasping at the moth wings of childhood dreams, sensing value and meaning in their coloured delights, and declaring themselves protector of them. Like the American coaster enthusiasts, theme park clubs emerged in the UK as well, often driven by that same mixture of nostalgia, fascination, and the simple wish to connect with like-minded souls. One such group was the RCCGB, or Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain, founded in 1988 with the aim to unite enthusiasts in a social manner, as well as promoting theme parks as worthwhile, safe, and fun places to spend your time. They are also big fans of wooden roller coasters, forming part of a debate of which has raged since the very first enthusiasts burst onto the scene, and continues today. Steel or wood?
So we do say in the RCCGB that wood is good, and for my personal choice, despite all of these modern rides in the park, all of these cutting edge attractions, my own personal favourite will always be the classic wooden roller coaster like the Big Dipper. We're just on the famous historic Big Dipper, and the question remains, wood or steel?
Definitely wood. They're more enjoyable. I do like steel, but wooden ones you get different feelings every time you go on the ride. Come on this 50 times and it'll feel different every time. Go on a metal one, you'll see that it's pretty much the same every time.
So wooden coasters for sure.
Yeah.
Do it! So currently, of course, Blackpool Pleasure Beach is still closed to the public. You can only come in if you are a member of the RCCGB, and we are just gathering here for a group photo. We've got Polly here from Theme Park Crackers, ready for the group photo, and Raymond here of Theme Park Crackers. So we are actually now in a restricted area of the park, right underneath the infamous roller coaster icon. Surely part of the joy of this theme park community is being able to access these areas that are completely out of bounds. How does it
Yes,
feel?
amazing.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh.
So how many people have actually got to stand right here
Not many, I imagine.
in the actual, underneath the ride itself?
It's amazing.
It is fantastic.
The fact that today we can record these incredible moments, give permanence to the memories, and share them across the world with the advent of the internet, has helped to usher in new breeds of theme park enthusiast, as well as general hobbyists who just want to say to their friends at home, "Look where I've been. Check out these great trips I've been having." Indeed, enthusiasts today are often seen with GoPros and branded online personalities, just like this group, who operate their own YouTube channel called Theme Park Crackers, as well as many other members of the enthusiast subculture, together for a moment in time beneath the shadow of the giant roller coaster.
The rivets, the actual nuts and bolts.
Oh, someone's put a handprint on.
Me?
So your handprint is forever.
Oh, yeah.
I just had a flying cred. I went flying in Icon's area.
How does it feel to have,
Downstairs
how does it
area.
feel to have left your handprints all over Icon?
And all over the floor. I'm a bit wobbly. I said I use Icon's track as a balancing tool on my way off.
Before such times as email and social media, experiences like this would be hard to arrange, and even harder to capture, with enthusiasts often subscribing to magazines for their industry news and upcoming trip dates, like the Airtime periodic of the RCCGB, or the First Drop magazine of the European Coaster Club. From the late 90s, however, everything began to change, and enthusiasts took to the World Wide Web, with online forums and groups like Ultimate Rollercoaster and Rollercoaster Talk. Here, coaster fans could go wild on the technical details. Their new Bible, launching in 1996 in the shape of the RCDB, or Rollercoaster Database, opened by Dwayne Marden and featuring images, statistics and details of over 12,000 rollercoasters around the world. It's still very much in use today, and forms part of one of the most well-known aspects of the subculture: credit counting. Yes, to be a roller coaster enthusiast often means counting, tallying, and making lists of your creds. That is to say, all the roller coasters you have ridden throughout your life. Go on a new ride for the first time, it's a cred, and you can tick it off the list. Some use online services like Coaster Count, or phone apps like Logride, of which also lets enthusiasts log how many times they have visited a park.
Some even go to rather ridiculous levels just for a credit, including travelling all around the country to travelling fairs to squeeze themselves into a kiddie coaster because, as they say, a cred's a cred. I've actually done it myself. You see this dragon coaster behind me here? It's a very, very tight squeeze. But I've actually just been on that because it's a credit. Why not?
Squeezing yourself into a kiddie caterpillar just for the cred might look rather odd to the general public, but it's all part of the fun of the fair. And it's not as unusual as it might sound either, as this type of behaviour is seen in many other subcultures, most notably the trig point bagging phenomena of mountain hiking, where one checks off a list of all the hills and summits they have reached, both towering mountains and easy climbs. This kind of pursuit is very human, and it goes beyond mere personal challenge. It is a book of life, a record of old summers and small joys, presented in a way that provides a sense of achievement and also of time, reminding one of the rides they enjoyed as children, their first ever coasters and theme park visits, things that can often never be repeated, as the rides have vanished into a whirlwind of progress, leaving only whispers of pleasant memory, the credits, a way of saying, I was there. I lived that moment. And although it only lasted a moment or so, I will always have the credit, the memory that it gave me.
My earliest theme park memory is going from England all the time with my family. My brother and my sister just turned up. I go with them. It just, I know all the stuff from England, and that was my local park. I only lived an hour away from it, so.
My first ride, I've got very vague memories of riding Derby Racer when I was wee. Very, very vague memories, just going round. Very, very, I mean, I must have been maybe about 10, 9, 10. Oh, there's a shot of the day there, man.
This wish to record your time with a ride, to make it part of you in some tangible way, can also be seen with another big part of the theme park subculture, the collecting of merchandise. There was plenty on sale at the Blackpool Bash, and for many enthusiasts the collecting of pin badges, mugs and other souvenirs can go hand in hand with credit counting. You buy the badge after riding the ride, then wear it with pride or hang it on the wall. Part decorated medals of conquest, part personal connection with the ride itself.
Right, I got go on my car, that's go on my laptop, and that's go on my car.
I have my own merchandise as well, of course, and I keep a lot of it in this folder. A lot of the stuff that I have is like old maps, on-ride photos, things that might be classified as ephemera. So it's something that was designed to be used once and then thrown away. But when you keep them, you keep not only the memory, but something of the very spirit of the park with you. Some of these attractions, they're just not even here anymore. They've all closed down. And it's just like this whisper in time, which I really like. In fact, I like this type of thing more than the credits or the parks themselves, the real memories. That's another one that's not there anymore, just by the Pleasure Beach. Little flags. It's a bit of fun, but it's like a physical reminder of something that's quite hard to explain. That feeling that a ride gave you. And it's a mental thing, a consciousness thing. Something very hard to actually hold in your hands. And for that reason, I think, in a strange sort of way, it could be described as a type of love.
I live for theme parks, Christmas and zoos. If I can't come to a theme park or go to a zoo or celebrate Christmas and be happy, I don't want to be here. It's always been a way of life for me. Mainly from England, but I've branched out in 2006 to quite a lot of different parks.
I think I'll always enjoy coming to theme parks because they just give me a purpose in life. Otherwise I just think, what's the point? You can't go out and enjoy yourself doing something you love, then you've just got nothing, just work.
If we can truly love theme parks then, it should come as no surprise that we would want to express it. And things like personalised bricks in the wall have become very popular in recent years, where enthusiasts, fans and couples can have their very names written into the fabric of the park, almost as if they are thanking the place for bringing them together, and giving even more permanence to their fleeting days spent in this strange land of rides and laughter.
So you have got your own brick on the wall for theme park crackers on here as well, haven't you, somewhere?
We have.
On the biggest stars,
There it is,
as you
theme park
enjoy the
crackers
rides.
2020.
Right at the top, is it?
PB
Third row
Radio.
down,
Yeah.
fifth row from that wall.
Yeah.
There.
Just next to the exit from the launched rollercoaster Icon, this obelisk-like plaque has something of great importance to say. Here, adults can feel like children again, and perhaps more importantly, in the garden of happy memories, it is always summer. For the enthusiast, this is doubtlessly true. And so many in the theme park subculture describe visiting parks as something more than fun. They have helped them through hard times, been there for them when nothing else was, and even led to them forming relationships that may last a lifetime.
Right, so theme parks for me, they'd changed my life for the better, because I didn't really go out anywhere before, didn't talk to anyone, and now you just meet up with friends and have a great time. The memories you make from theme parks last forever. We've had some great days, haven't we, Sharon?
Yes.
We've had some great times.
Getting stuck on Fairy Tale Brook.
I know we used to go to the American Adventure. I can't really remember it that much because I was very little, but we got photos and it always looked like a great day out.
It'll be more awkward for you.
Awkward. I went there a couple of times with a club and now it's no longer, so that's quite sad.
Theme parks as therapist, doctor, and matchmaker. It's a big thing to ask of nothing more than wood and steel, but it all seems to be true. And it all makes sense when you think about it. Riding a roller coaster releases endorphins, natural painkillers and mood enhancers, as well as adrenaline and other neurochemicals like dopamine, helping to release stress and anxiety. Furthermore, the ride offers a safe and controlled environment, a place where you are permitted to let go of the handrails of life and live in the moment. Your worries cast to the wind, like the crippling weights we all carry, are finally released, no longer of concern in this world of colour and joy. And when you couple this joyful release with social connection, experiences shared at the exact same moments, it is easy to see why so many have thanked roller coasters for introducing them to their partners for life. But there is something else about that phrase outside the Icon ride. It is a quote which often appears on gravestones, and as an epitaph it suggests that within the happy memories are whispers of the life now lost, existing now somewhere else, a faraway, sunny garden where death has no dominion. To see this lament in a theme park is telling of something else of importance to the world of enthusiasts. Something seen from their earliest days with those carousel collectors and nostalgia hunters. The parks and rides appear permanent, but they are not. Earlier that day, after examining the bricks in the wall at Pleasure Beach, I found an old wall panel that had been removed, and below it was a ghost sign, an echo of what used to be, preserved behind the bricks which once stood in front of it. It spoke, of course, about taking photos to keep the memory, and I thought there was something remarkably beautiful about it. Its old colours exposed once more for a short moment, like it wanted its words to be spoken one last time, before it was covered up again and seen no more. In some ways, its fate was like the rides themselves.
This ride, the Ultimate, was actually demolished in 2023. Something I never thought possible when I was a little child and I was just daring to sit in the back row. And so many of these little on-ride photos, the old corkscrew at Alton Towers, this is no longer here, replaced by 13. And of course Magnum Force at Flamingo Land, they've all gone. And these little things are all that exists to say it was there. And I was there when I was much smaller and knew less of the world.
The truth, of course, is that theme parks need us to visit them, or else they will cease to be. The enthusiast, then, has an important job to do. They may inspire people to visit parks, to rekindle their love of roller coasters and all their pleasures. Whether they do this through their growing online presence like our vloggers, or from wearing the shirts and badges of their favourite rides with pride, making the passerby return home with a sudden desire to visit a theme park. After all, these things are very easily lost. In early 2025, it was announced that Oakwood Theme Park in Pembrokeshire, home of the stunning wooden roller coaster Megaphobia, was to close. It had been a favourite of enthusiasts for decades, with some people travelling from around the globe simply to ride it. But like so many others, it now stands silent, alone with the rain and wind, lost in a liminal quietude where all things are nothing, and even the emotion of grief is a wasted thing, for it shall not return.
And I actually remember my first visit there. It was for one of their August after dark evenings, and the place had a magical quality. There was a big dance show at the end of the night, there were fireworks, and of course, like many of you, I loved Megaphobia in the dark. And so now Oakwood has gone. And one thing that I noticed online in the days following that announcement was how many people said, damn, I always wanted to go there and I never got around to it. And now it's too late. All parks need visitors to continue to grow and evolve. As enthusiasts, the best thing that you can do is do like what you're doing this weekend. Go and visit parks. Don't wait. Go and visit and enjoy. All UK parks benefit from your support and visitation. We certainly really appreciate you guys visiting us each year at Pleasure Beach. Thank you for listening.
So this is for the famous RCCGB fancy dress party, and Raymond has come as
Bugs Bunny, because as close as I could get to the Easter Bunny from the Vicar Dibley episode. It's as close as I could get without spending loads of money on something I wouldn't wear.
Feathers McGraw.
You're an absolute smakehead, father. Went to be bit Irish, so don't know.
As we gathered for the finale of the Blackpool Bash, it was tempting to think of what the future held for parks like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and for enthusiasts. It was a fancy dress party, TV comedy show themed, with me dressing up as Father Ted, and the room full of characters from all ages, and of all ages. After all, just as parks need us to visit them in order to stay open, they also need to invest and change with the times, bringing in new ideas to excite the next generation of theme park lovers.
So there's lots of new things around the park. You'll see that the Grand Prix track is now gone. It's a bit of a, I'm not going to say it's a building site because it isn't a building site. We are developing a garden area there now, and we're planning for the future. But until whatever we have goes there, we're going to have a lovely garden. But you haven't got a lovely garden to look at today, but you can see the space and how much space there is. And I think that should be quite exciting for you to see that. You can all imagine what's going to be there. But there is a lot happening at Pleasure Beach, and we're moving forward. We're hopefully finding places to put new rides, and you'll see when you walk up the ramp by the River Caves that it's all boarded off. So no doubt you can all guess what's going there. So as that's sort of semi-been announced, hasn't it? And the River Caves isn't open today because we're reimagining that. So hopefully we'll have a whole new lovely area there.
It's a good time to be a theme park enthusiast, and an important one too. Enthusiasts today have more voice than ever before. Their likes and dislikes gaining the power to influence investment in even the biggest theme parks and attractions. Merchandise continues to be made with enthusiasts in mind. Those same faces who save up for season passes each and every year, and are the very first in line to visit when the parks reopen after winter. They work for good causes as well, some of them, with news archives crammed full of charity rides and marathon sessions by enthusiasts all over the world, raising money for important causes and having a lot of fun while doing so. And as small parks continue to struggle in our uncertain times, they need our support more than ever before. What better time then to be an enthusiast? To visit such places not only for fun, but to spread the word of these rides and attractions, thus helping these wonderful places to continue their success and livelihood for generations to come. And really, why not? Theme parks are a fun, safe, and colourful hobby, an antidote to the worries of the world, a place where an adult really can feel like a child again, just like those words imprinted at the Pleasure Beach obelisk. We danced the night away at the Rollercoaster Club, following a weekend of intense coaster riding and meeting with like-minded souls in the process. In the eyes of the enthusiasts is joy and escape, of towering terrors and colourful worlds all mixed into one wonderful package, the spirit of the theme park and those who enjoy them. It is our last night together until next time we meet, and all was well in the world once again.
Let's get some sleep tonight, ready for tomorrow when we're going to have some more Coaster Crazy fun, because we're Coaster Crazy, are we?
Coaster Crazy!
Soon the sun shall rise, and the enthusiasts will vanish, back to their cars and trains and buses, away from Blackpool and its myriad lights, and back to their own worlds. In that morning stillness, as the seagulls sleep by that golden shore, the Pleasure Beach will wonder where those joyful souls have gone, and when they shall return.